Boxing King Media in association with Box Raw, Mauricio, Lara. Mauricio, welcome to the UK. First of all, I think congratulations to yourself and Lee both, because you're both known as big punchers and you're willing to fight each other for the entertainment of the fans.
So yeah, first and foremost, I have to say thank you for inviting me here. Yeah, it's going to be a great fight. You know, there's going to be a fight that's kind of dominated by strength, but we're going to come out with our hand raised.
I want to take you back to 2015. I believe you were 16 years old. You had your first fight and you lost. I just want you to try and make the fans understand where you've come from. When you made your debut, I'm going to try and pronounce this, Explanada de la Cocción Milpa Alta in Mexico City, where you made your debut. Just describe for the fans what were the changing rooms like, what was the arena like, and the atmosphere compared to fighting on this world stage now.
So yeah, it's completely different now. You know, as I always say, I'm now boxing in the big leagues. The show that I fought on that you mentioned was actually in the open air. So if you imagine that the changing rooms, you know, there were just some mattresses laid out. So it was completely, drastically different to what I'm experiencing here.
Interesting. And then just tell us about your life at that time. When you were 16, was you also working on the side? If you was, what kind of job was you doing? Because I want the fans to try and understand your journey. In the space of 8 years, you've gone from losing at your debut and now fighting on a big stage and being a well-respected fighter, coming in as a big favourite against a world champion like Lee Wood.
So yeah, as we say in Mexico, we say pica piedra, which means to chip or to keep chipping away. And I've had to keep chipping away and going up the steps to come where I am now and hopefully be crowned as world champion. I've had lots of jobs. You know, I delivered tortillas. I sold flowers with my mother. You know, just to make ends meet. And I'm so satisfied to be where I am right now.
Could you describe your home and your living conditions for me, compared to how it was then, and you know your family members who lived in the home, and to how it is now? Because I think you should celebrate what you've done and achieved in 8 years as a 24-year-old man.
So yeah, it was a very, let's say, poor house. It was a humble house where we live. You know, corrugated iron roof, that type of thing. But that house was a big house for me because it's full of happiness. It's full of love. You know, it reminds me of my family. It was only 2 rooms that we had in a kitchen, but it filled me with such love and such motivation to get where I am today.
Last question, it sounds like you got a good relationship with your mum, because it sounds like you kind of did everything together, selling the tortillas and the flowers together. Now that you've had this success, you know, what's the most precious thing you've treated your mum to, and how do you guys live now?
So yeah, it makes me, you know, hugely satisfied to be here, and I think it fills my mother with pride to know that I'm here. You know, she wouldn't have expected that her smallest son, her youngest son, will go on to do what he's done. So she's really happy. You know, I'm at the other side of the world, and God willing, I'll become world champion. And it would be a wonderful gift if I could take home that world title belt to her.
Mauricio, Lara, may the best man win. I wish you all the best.
Que gane el mejor. Te deseo todo el mejor.
Gracias.